Tonight, Broken Hill's MP weighs in on the water dispute, saying the pipeline should go ahead. And off the leash, Port Lincoln to push ahead with the dog park plan.
This is Southern Cross News with Tim Hatfield.
Good evening, but first tonight, Flinders Power has announced it's halfway through the Alinta Power Station demolition and has now covered most of the troublesome ash dam. After an uproar about Port Augusta's fly ash problem earlier this year, over half the dam has now been seeded in what's being called South Australia's biggest revegetation project.
Small signs of life in what was once a vast pit of ash. The Flinders Power Program Manager says covering the Port Augusta ash dam with topsoil is almost complete.
4 of the 5 access fingers are now complete, and roughly 1 million tonnes of soil has now been moved from the Borrow Pit across onto the ash dam. After
ash clouds from the dam covered Port Augusta in January, half of the troublesome site has been seeded with another 80 hectares to go.
This is one of the biggest revegetation projects in South Australia's history. Over 6 tonnes of seed has been collected specifically for this project.
Demolition at the power station site is at the halfway mark, with the world's largest demolition excavator brought in to do the job, the PC 4000.
It can cut through 80mm steel plate, so it's been designed specifically for demolishing this power station here. And one of the benefits is that it can reach some of the tallest structures that we have on site, so works can be conducted safely from a distance using a machine.
With impressive machinery, Flinders Power is keen to show the public their work, and this weekend they're conducting site tours.
We're keen to show the community the work that's been done to date. And bring people and have a look firsthand.
More explosive charge felling is expected in late August, with the northern boilers set to come down a month later.
So we're about halfway through the demolition program. It's going really well. The project's on time, on budget, being conducted safely, so really happy with the progress to date.
Amelia Simpson, Southern Cross News.
Broken Hill's federal MP says the pause button for Broken Hill's $500 million pipeline project should not be paused. At Wednesday night's council meeting, the city's mayor called for a moratorium on the construction of the pipeline to find out if it's really required and to get the state government to release the project's business case. But Mark Coulton says recent allegations of water theft by cotton farmers should be investigated, but a secure water supply for the city should not be abandoned.
The member for Park says stopping the $500 million Murray River pipeline is not in the best interests of Broken Hill. He says the allegations of water theft should be investigated, and if people are found to be guilty, they should be prosecuted.
The idea that that this is the silver bullet and that all the issues with the Lower Darling are now going to be repaired, I think is a little simplistic.
Mr Carlton says commissions and investigations could take years, and he is worried that if the pipeline is abandoned, a future drought could see the city face water shortage issues once again.
I'm terribly concerned that an opportunity to secure the water supply for the people of Broken Hill may be lost. A knee-jerk reaction could leave the people in the future in Broken Hill regretting that they don't have a secure supply. It might be 5 years, it might be 20 years down the track.
But local water campaigners say the pipeline is not needed at all.
Broken Hill's always had a secure water supply for the last 60 or 70 years. The Menindee Lakes has ensured we've had a secure water supply.
Mr Kennedy says the only time Broken Hill has not had a secure supply is when northern irrigators have allegedly pumped billions of litres of water from the Darling River.
Using water they shouldn't have been used in low flows, which should be going down the Darling River, which would have went into the Menindee Lakes and which would have guaranteed us that water supply.
Mr Kennedy says under legislation, small flows down the river are meant to go to high security users, the highest of which is town supply, like Broken Hills.
If we have no water, then there should be no water pumped whatsoever for irrigation until we have that water.
Patrick Reinke, Southern Cross News.
Port Lincoln car dealerships are continuing to replace faulty airbags as part of the largest recall in Australian history. City Motors in Port Lincoln is encouraging residents to report their affected cars for a free replacement of the dangerous airbags.
It's one of the largest recalls in automotive history. More than 100 million cars affected, 2 million in Australia, with links to 18 deaths. The dangerous airbag, which can explode with lethal force, is part of a worldwide manufacturing recall to replace the device that's there to save us.
Takata, the people who make airbags, are a component supplier and they supply these airbag inflators to various companies.
13 known car manufacturers that supply the local market have been found to carry the Takata airbag. Letters have been continually sent to notify customers if their cars carry the defect.
Dealers or the vehicle manufacturers are actually making a fairly conscious effort to get to everybody.
Port Lincoln City Motors has been one of those dealers managing the issue.
It's been a big recall the last couple of years. We've done hundreds and hundreds of them. We've still got a fair few here waiting to be done.
They're urging drivers to be mindful of the cars affected and offering free assistance to remove the faulty product.
There's been millions of them worldwide who've been recalled, and for our local customers we try and do the best we can. They should have all had letters by now, but if you haven't had a letter and you're a bit concerned, please don't hesitate to give us a call.
So far, only 31% of cars affected have had their lethal airbags replaced, but dealers are working around the clock to make their cars safe again.
Nissan and Holden are well and truly on the front foot. Holden drivers are completely safe, and Nissan have got remedies in place. We've got the airbags in stock, just a matter of the people coming in and we'll sort it out for them.
Jason Kemp, Southern Cross News.
The project manager for the Silverton Wind Farm says there'll be more jobs available to locals in the coming months. AGL met with the Silverton community last night to provide a project update on what will be the largest wind farm in New South Wales once it's completed.
AGL says the Silverton Wind Farm is moving in the right direction.
We're really excited to tell the community about where the project's up to. It's moved a long way from when we started in early May.
At last night's community meeting, Mr Mackett says excavation work is underway at the site as part of Phase 1. Phase 2 is when electrical contractors come in to lay the main components, and Phase 3 is the actual installing of the wind turbines. At the moment, there are about 50 people on site, and about 40% are from the local area.
And that's consistent with what we found for the Broken Hill solar plant, about 40% local.
At the height of construction, there will be 150 jobs available. And once the wind farm is up and running, there will be 10 full-time operation positions. The Silverton Wind Farm will be the largest wind farm in New South Wales when completed. The 58 wind turbines will generate 180 gigawatt hours annually, enough to power 137,000 average Australian homes.
We've done some drone footage and we're looking to share that through the community, so I would encourage people who are interested to know what's going on. Come to our information centre, which is in Silverton. There's a button on the wall that you can press. We'll be uploading that video once we've had that cut, and that's really so that people can see what's going on.
The project is scheduled for completion this time next year. In Silverton, Patrick Reinke, Southern Cross News.
Well, stay with us. Still to come in tonight's local news. Off the leash, Port Lincoln pushing ahead with plans for a new dog park. The details ahead. Welcome back. Construction of Crystal Brook's new off-road walking trail is complete, and with the track stretching around the outskirts of town, hikers are taken past key attractions in the city. The trail has been built for wheelchair, pram and cycling access, following calls from the community to make it family-friendly.
The trail uses existing footpaths and the empty parklands to trace the outskirts of Crystal Brook. And with the finishing touches only laid down last month, the trail will see some changes in the next few weeks.
And there are still a few little tweaks that people are pointing out to us in terms of a couple of pram ramps not aligning.
There's no map for the trail yet, but it's hard to get lost as the route is continuous. And there's also no set start or end point for the off-road trail.
An all-weather surface, and it is suitable for prams and gophers.
And with other paths in the pipeline, the trail may extend to join other tourist destinations in Crystal Brook.
Do we look at a walking trail all the way to Bowman Park? The Hyson Trail does go through Bowman Park, but it's a matter of how do we link up with that, and also take advantage of Crystal Brook Creek as a potential add-on to this path.
Costing $100,000 and taking 2 years to build, the trail now links the football and netball courts in Crystal Brook, as well as the caravan park. Rachel Nell, Southern Cross News.
Port Augusta's Arid Lands Botanic Gardens has been recognised as a certified ecotourism destination. The program, run by Ecotourism Australia, gives the tick of approval to places which successfully maintain sensitive environments and engage with the local community. The company says the Arid Lands have taken measures to reduce the environmental footprint and consult with traditional owners about plant names and uses. Visitors wanting an eco-holiday in the region will now find Arid Lands on the Ecotourism Australia website. Port Lincoln Council has begun selecting land sites in a bid to build the town's first dog park. The project has been on the council's agenda for some time and money will be allocated in next year's budget to see its completion.
It's the news our furry friends have been waiting for and dog owners have been calling for.
To have somewhere where you can just let your dog off the lead, having somewhere enclosed is so important.
Port Lincoln is set to build its first dog park next financial year, which has local dog owners like Elise jumping up and down.
90% of the community in Port Lincoln has a dog, and lots of them would definitely love to see something like this happen.
The Port Lincoln Mayor says the ball is now rolling to soon have a fenced area where dogs can be off the lead.
In our strategic plan, we've got it listed as a priority. Whenever we do public consultation, it always comes up as something that we need in the city.
The council has begun looking at suitable land that won't affect nearby residents and would be adequate in size.
Spots we've looked at as potentially useful as a dog park would require fencing and would require some amenities near those parks.
But it's still a ways off. Council will seek to allocate funds during next year's management plan once they've completed a public consultation.
Our public open space strategy will give us some very good guidelines as to which potential existing parks and recreational areas will be suitable.
In the meantime, the Mayor encourages owners to use allocated parks where dogs can roam off the lead. Owners lapping up the chance to soon share a dedicated spot together.
It would be awesome if you could just go and have a little picnic in a dog park and, chill out with your friends.
Jason Kemp, Southern Cross News.
Well, dozens of Broken Hill locals and businesses have had a pretty relaxed Friday as they took part in Lifeline's Stress Down Day. Plenty of locals strolled into work wearing Ugg boots, pyjamas and track pants to reduce stress in the workplace. Research shows that 90% of Australians need to stress less, with 74% being stressed at work. Certainly a very relaxing way to start the weekend. Do I have my trackies on under the desk? Guess you'll never know. Stay with us when we return after the break. The local footy coach getting a big call-up with the Crows. The details ahead. Welcome back. Well, a Port Augusta footy coach has received an Adelaide Crows coaching scholarship as part of the team's Next Generation Academy. Corey McKenzie is a junior coach at the West Augusta Football Club and will receive a grant to help develop his skills.
Corey McKenzie has been showing the ropes to young Port Augusta players for 8 years.
I want to see you tackle with your body. I want to see the guy brace his legs. So when you get tackled in the game, guys, we're not going to worry about it. We're going to hold our feet.
Now his efforts have been recognised in a scholarship from the Adelaide Crows.
To be accepted for award at the highest level from the AFL is actually, it's quite an honour, and it is, like I said, it's quite exciting.
Corey will receive a grant to up his skills through the Crows' Next Generation Academy and will get funding to tackle footy coaching as a level 2.
Opens up other opportunities, and also just learning from, I'll get a chance to tail with the Crows development coaches and have a look at what they do and how they set up and things like that. So I might learn a few new skills of how to develop our young lads here. And
also an assistant coach with Port Augusta's Crows Indigenous Academy, Corey is passionate about the game and the kids.
Just want to help develop those lads further, just so we get more lads from this area representing Port Augusta in our region and maybe more in the SNFL or AFL. That's the goal, I guess. I just want to help kids with their pathway.
He's probably the best coach I've ever had. I've had him since first year of under 11, so when I was like 9 or 10, and he's taught me pretty much everything I know about the game.
Just want to thank the Crows for the opportunity, and also thank West Augusta Footy Club for giving me the opportunity to coach in the first place.
Amelia Simpson, Southern Cross News.
Port Pirie Regional Gymnastics Academy took home the state country titles at a competition held in Adelaide over the school holidays. 65 members from the club were up against 7 other regional gymnastics clubs.
The championships in Adelaide saw the Port Pirie Regional Gymnastics Academy take out first place after a tough competition against hundreds of competitors.
We've won the state country titles 8 times, but this is the 7th time in a row.
Gymnasts were successfully flipping and balancing on beams only 10 centimetres wide, and training up to 13 hours a week leading up to the competition paid off for the academy.
They're only there for the 2 days, but gymnasts compete for 10 minutes over a whole weekend, and the training they put in has been 6 months hard work.
Individual points go towards a grand total score, and with solo performances from most members helping to bump up the grand total, the Academy was able to take out the state title.
I went down to Adelaide, we all competed. Our overall scores ranked up to be first overall for our club.
I felt really proud of the club and the rest of my teammates and myself for putting out such a great performance.
And the Academy is straight back into training, preparing for their next competition to be held in Port Pirie this October. Rachel Nell, Southern Cross News.
Oh, some solid matchups in this weekend's local footy, so here's our experts with this week's footy tips.
Hello and welcome to round 12 of SGL football. This round sees the return of Saturday football with a doubleheader up in Port Augusta. West will be looking for the win to keep their top 2 chances alive. The Lions have struggled for consistency this season, and with their depth being tested, some cracks are starting to appear. I'm tipping West in this one. Following this match, South and Central will clash. Central have struggled to put scores on the board and will find it tough going against the high-scoring South side. I'm tipping South. In Pirie on Saturday, Port hosts top side Solly. Port stuck with the Lions for 3.5 quarters last week before being overrun in the last 10 minutes. Sollies are putting together an impressive season and should account easily for Port.
Just 4 matches to go before we play finals. 3 teams are all after that all-important 4th spot come September. First up on Saturday at Bennett Oval, North Weiler versus Rapina. Roos currently 4th. A win here would do them a huge favour in playing finals, but I think second team North will bounce back and get a win. Saturday's other game at Memorial Oval, West Weiler versus Central Weiler. No result on ladder positions here. These teams will finish 1st and 3rd and will stick with the undefeated Dragons. And finally on Sunday, the match of the round at South Weiler versus Marina Bay, 5th and 6th. South, if they win this and get a big win and Roos lose, could actually jump into the top 4. That will probably be unlikely, but I think the incentives for Demons to win will be enough to get them across the line.
Welcome to Port Lincoln Footy Tips. We'll kick things off with match of the round at Centenary Oval, where Waybacks are hosting Marble Range. Both teams are fighting for second spot, and this one should come down to the wire. If anything, I think Waybacks are in slightly better form, so I'm going to tip them by under 2 goals. In the next game, we've got the undefeated Mallee Park hosting Lincoln South. Lincoln South got a win last week, but I can't see them making it 2 in a row. Mallee Park are just too strong all over the ground and will win this one convincingly. In the last game, we've got Tasman's hosting Boston's at Ravendale Oval. Tasman's need to win this one, and win this one big. If they want to play finals footy this year, it comes down to this game. Unfortunately, I can't see them winning by too much. I'm still tipping them to win, but only 5 goals.
This weekend in Broken Hill football sees North take on South. It's old timers weekend for the Bulldogs and they'll be looking for a win. South will be up and about, but I believe it'll be the Bulldogs by 17 points. Second game sees the Magpies taking on the Robins. Central's looking to get that final spot, and West trying to keep their core group together and try and get a win to finish off the season. We'll be certainly looking for a win, but I believe it'll be the Magpies by 27 points.
Well, stay with us after the break. A look at how the weather is panning out as we roll into the weekend. Welcome back. Time for the weather now, but first tonight's weather photos snapped by Mark Chapman at Port Augusta. Some lovely contrast of colours in the sky there. If you have a shot to share with us, be sure to email it across. Well, a fine Friday, 25 the top today in Port Augusta with 24 in Whyalla, Port Lincoln 22 today, and Port Pirie on 21. Broken Hill today a top of 19. On the satellite image, cloud moving across the region is set to bring us some showers right across the weekend. Out on the waters, the winds to 30 knots and to the north, the seas to 2.5 metres to the southwest. Sunrise at 7:15. So looking at tomorrow, we're set for some more showery conditions. Not wintry though, as it will be pretty warm. Showers on 28 for Port Augusta with 26 in Whyalla and 24 for Port Pirie. 21 the top in Port Lincoln, also seeing some showers, and a windy 26 over in Broken Hill. Then showers around into Sunday as well as the temps drop back down. 17 for Port Lincoln, 16 for Cleve and 18 for Woodner. Monday also looking a bit wet too at this stage. Whyalla with showers and 16 for Sunday and then 17 degrees for Monday. Port Augusta overcast to 20, then 19 as those showers pass over. Katina 16 and then 15 on Sunday and Monday. Port Pirie with 17 degrees for Sunday, then 16 on Monday. More showers both days. Clare with 14, then 13. Broken Hill with 18 degrees, the top on Sunday, and 16 expected for Monday, and also getting those showers. And that is the local news for this Friday evening and for this week. Don't forget you can stay up to date with us on Facebook and on Twitter. You can also get in touch via email and catch past bulletins online as well. We'll see you back here on Monday night from 6:30. I'm Tim Hadfield from the team here at Southern Cross News. Have a good evening and a great weekend as well. Good night.